Hello, my name is Hamdi Reda. I'm a visual artist and creator, the founder and managing director of Art Lewa Art Space. Art Lewa Art Space is a space for artists, art, and locals or audience to meet together. I'm living here in this neighborhood, Art Lewa, located in Ard Lewa. It's an informal area in Giza, in the what we call it the Big Cairo, the capital of Egypt. Uh, and this informal area is not in the center, it's on the edge of the city. And most of the art scene and galleries and art institutes are located in the center or in the Malik, close to the intellectuals and elite areas. I'm living here, and as an artist, I had some question in a part of my life when I used to travel a lot and going here and there, where I'm going to live. Shall I continue living here or moving to another area? And the answer always had a very big potential to continue here in this area because it have a lot of inspiration for me as an artist. It's very high inspiring atmosphere and environment, both social or political, and uh, as well in economic way. Um, so the decision was to continue living here in Ardellawa, in the house where my family lives, in my apartment. And then I had another question, what I'm doing here and what is my relation to my neighborhood and to my neighbors. As an artist, there is not a lot to present for these people living around or to communicate with. Then it came the idea to about myself in my area as an artist and to integrate it. And it came the idea of Art in Lewa. It was very rough idea in the start, just to have a space for art. And I start with that space downstairs, the old garage we had in this house. But later it started to grow in a very organic way. Uh, One artist came and he found a lot of kids in the street and he started doing a workshop with them, and we found it interested. So we continue doing workshops. One other artist from Switzerland, she came and she found a very high inspiring for her in this area, and she asked to stay at this building for a couple of weeks. And from here it came the idea of having artist residence program. So Artelo in general presents exhibitions, workshops, and residence. This is somehow our main idea to host artists here and to make some balance between foreign artists, Egyptian stabilized artists, and Egyptian initiative artists. So we also focus on support the young artists and giving them the opportunity to do their first project or first show, which is so difficult for young artists most of the time. After that, I start to build a real and serious program about residents. So I had a meeting once with these guys from Ferreira, and I made an exchange by hosting a Catalan artist and sending for them an Egyptian artist every year. And this program worked very well during 5 years between uh, 2012, 2009 to 2008 to 2012. And I have made some other projects by doing some fundraising for hosting artists from the south, because I found that it's too easy to make some exchange with the north, but it's so difficult to make exchange with the south, with Arabian artists, for example. And I made a program in 1 year by hosting 4 Arabian artists or Middle Eastern artists. Each one stayed for 2 to 3 months and did a project here by his or her own. And in another year, I did after the revolution. Actually, we came out with a program with an idea to host 6 different Arabian artists from the countries which have revolution to stay together for 10 weeks in order to find out what the relation between art and the Arabian Spring. And they came out in the end by a very nice exhibition. It wasn't mentioned from the start to do an exhibition. It was more about process, and this has led me actually also to talk about Art al-Liwa as a strategy. We started with this small space, which we call it the shop. It's only 3 meter by 3 meters. Now, yeah, so it's something like 9 meters square. Now Art al-Liwa spaces or sites, because we extend in another shops and in another building. So we have almost around 1,000 square meters. To cover the residence program or projects we do here, we used to do fundraising but projects done through fundraising are not covering the whole year program we do. So we found some good solution actually to support artists whom are able to mobility themselves, like mainly like European artists, by asking them to pay some fee. And this fee is very little actually, just cover the rent of the space where they stay. And this is make some help that we don't have to pay the rent of this time. So between the projects which we fundraising it, we fill in the other space with artists whom are able to fundraise themselves, or there is galleries covering them to come here and to experience something different. And mainly in our application and in our selection methods, we try to select this kind of artists who have a potential for meeting the streets and meeting the society and interact with the people, with the audience, with the neighbors. Because these other kind of artists who are working on very programmatic or philosophic point of view or personal individual ideas or things doesn't give us or doesn't have a potential to host them. They can do their work anywhere. The reaction of the neighborhood to Art al-Liwa was very various and different reactions from different people based on their level of understanding. There are some people who seriously liked this project so far, and even they became very fan of it. And there's some of them seeing it as a touristic project. Some others seeing it as something they don't understand or they wouldn't like to be involved with. But in general, I have a good reaction because I didn't came to the area here with my ideas to build this project here. I already live here and I have my own circles of neighbors and friends who lives around me. I think we are at least around 10 spaces and sites in the city, which is still very little compared to the city, but there is a very big potential that they grow and getting more and more. In Alexandria also there is more, and networking between these sites and spaces is a necessity.